Hello guys, my name is Ina. I'm glad to see you today. Today we are going to discuss with you conditionals. If you have continued following our webinars from past simple and present perfect, I'm happy to see you again. If you have just joined anyway, this is great. You can. Today we are going to discuss absolutely important and amazing topic. The name of it is conditionals. And this is the webinar for intermediate level. Please remember about this. If you have any questions or comments, you can ask them at the end of the seminar. But if there is something that's really important or you don't understand anything, you can write during the webinar in question and answers function. It's working now. So I will be happy to answer them. At the beginning of our webinar, I would like you to try a very short and simple psychological test. Now, my assistant Nadia is going to show you 4 pictures. Imagine these 4 actions are happening at the same time. You will see now them. They are already seen. So you need to answer the question, what would you do first? What would you do second? What would you do third? And what would you do fourth? You've got like, I don't know, 30 seconds to make your choice. Yes, you can read the situations. Your baby is crying. Yes, the phone is ringing. Someone is knocking the door and it starts raining and your laundry is outside. I don't know. I don't see the ending. Yeah. Yeah. Your clothes are getting wet. Yes. And all at the same time. So I hope you have made already your choice. Nadia now can show us the answers. This is the second slide. And let's talk about your priorities in life. If you have chosen the baby, the first one, baby symbolizes family. So priority in your life, number 1 is your family. If you have chosen the next one, this is to get the clothes, then this symbolizes the importance of romance or sex and importance in your life. The next one, if you have chosen to open the door, this symbolizes friendship. And the last one, this is telephone, it symbolizes career and business. Actually, this is my choice. This is my priority. So the question which I asked you, I asked you in second conditional, what would you do first if if something was happening? And this is what we are discussing with you. Today we are discussing with you two maybe big groups of conditionals. One conditional, this is a real situation and like real, something that is absolutely possible to happen. In another group, big group, this is unreal, something that you think is impossible or it has very low chances to happen. Just a sec, I'll get my marker. Let's write conditionals. If you have your notebooks next to you, conditionals. And the first conditional that we will discuss with you, it's the name is zero conditional. I'm going to show you examples. I will write you examples and I would like to analyze with you together these examples. And the example is going to be the same, and changing it, you will see how it changes. So if I go, and it will be easier for me to write. If I go to my friend's house for dinner, if I go to my friend's house for dinner, well, I don't know about you, but I always take a bottle of wine. Well, actually, no, not always. I always, oh, sorry, house misspelled. I always take a bottle of wine and some flowers. Well, actually, it's not true about me. When I visit my friend's house, I usually bring something tasty, like a cake or I don't know, some candies or cookies. Sometimes I can bring just a ham and a loaf of bread, of homemade bread. I think it's also tasty. Sorry for my spelling mistakes. I'm a little bit excited, and that's why I might make them. So let's analyze this sentence. This sentence contains 2 parts. One is if part. And another one is main part. What kind of tense we use in if part? If I go to my friend's house for dinner. As you can see, it's quite simple. It's present simple. Present simple. I always take a bottle of wine and some flowers. It's like separate, it's not sunflowers, sunflowers. This is the main part, like the result. This is our condition. If I go under this condition, what happens? And as you can see, in the main part, we also use present simple. Present simple. So using zero conditional is absolutely easy because you just use present simple in both parts. And let's discuss and analyze the situation, whether the situation is real or unreal. Well, actually, as for me, it's quite real. I go to my friends very often, so this is real situation. Is it happening in present, past, or future? As one of my students said, it's happening always. So yeah, it's a real, like present, absolute, present, permanent situation, we can say. So this is real, present situation. Real present situation. And this is what we have to say about zero conditional, that we use it when we talk about normal find for us situations that we are used to it. And in this case, we use zero conditional. Please answer the same question. If you go to visit your friends, what do you usually take? You can say it aloud to yourself, like, if I go to my friends, I usually take or I usually bring something. And then you can practice a little bit of conditional. Now we will move on and we will go to first conditional. For me, it will be easier. I will just erase some parts. And make it just shorter. This is done here. Tomorrow. Okay. This is tomorrow. Sorry for spelling. Okay. So let's look at the example of the first conditional. If I go to my friend's house for dinner, I will take a bottle of wine or some flowers tomorrow. So if I go to my friend's tomorrow, I will take this, or I might take something else. It's possible that I will take, as I said, some candies, or I might be very busy and forget to take anything. So this is our tomorrow situation. It's not about normal life. It's only about tomorrow. You have already thought about this. Maybe you have already decided what to take. What we use in if part is, you can see nothing changed. So we use present perfect. Oh, sorry, present simple. Present simple. And this is maybe the biggest kind of difficulty for students, because they think that if they talk about future, they need to use future. But after if, you have to keep in mind that we always have to use only present simple in this conditional. So if present simple, and after that you can see this as well. So this is our future simple. You're already intermediate level, so you know that instead of will, we can use might or may to express probability. If you are not sure what you might take, then you can say, I might take this, or I may go there. Let's talk whether this is situation real or unreal. What do you think? I guess it is quite real. You might go to your friends tomorrow. Whether it is about present, past, or future, this is a situation about future. So we use first conditional to describe what you think will happen in a specific time in the future. And following this condition, if I go to my friends, I will take. But if I don't go, then I will stay at home and watch TV. This is our first conditional. I would like to remind you one more time that first and zero conditional we use when we talk about real situations. Now we will move on to another big group. I will erase, again, not a lot, but you will have to write down a little bit more. So now we will discuss with you second conditional. This is going to be second. I'm going to change it a little bit. If I went to my friend's house, I would. This is, I have to change to, and this is to. So if I went to my friend's house for dinner, I would take a bottle of wine or some flowers tomorrow. You may use tomorrow or not, it doesn't matter. You can say just, if I went to my friend's house for dinner, I would take a bottle of wine or some flowers. Now I have to say one more sentence, but unfortunately I'm busy and I have to work. So please keep in mind this sentence. Later on we will need it. Let's analyze the structure. What we use in if part. In if part, went is, as you can see, past simple. In the main part, we say, I would take a bottle of wine. So we use would plus infinitive. What is infinitive? This is just take. It's not taken or anything. It's just take. So it's infinitive form of the main verb. Sometimes instead of would, we can use other modal verbs such as could, in its meaning like ability, I could take, or should, in the meaning of advice, or might, in the meaning of probability. So it's instead of would. For example, I might take a bottle of wine, or I should take a bottle of wine, meaning like it's my mom advised me to take, or I'm not sure that I will go. Let's think about the situation, whether it is real or unreal. As you remember, I told you at the end of this sentence, but unfortunately I have to work tonight. So whether the situation is real or unreal, we can think that it is unreal because I can't go to my friend's house. Let's think, is it about present, past, or future? If we say tomorrow, then it is about future. But I might erase it, and anyway, it will be true. Maybe tonight, or maybe next week. So it might be not only future, it can be also present unreal situation. Present situation. For example, if I had wings, to fly, I could fly, but it's unfortunately it's impossible. So this is present unreal situation. If I had wings, I could fly, but I don't have them. So let's move on to the last conditional, because we still have a lot of work to do today. This is third conditional. Again, I will just make some short changes. If I had gone to my friend's house for dinner, I would have taken a bottle of wine or some flowers, or, well, anything else. Let's analyze our structure. What is this? I had gone. If I had gone, what is this? Our conditional. This is past perfect. Past perfect. I would have taken. So after would, we have to use have, and then past participle. Past participle, as you remember, this is our verb with ending ed or third form of irregular verb. There is one more word that I have to write here. This is the word in very important one, yesterday. So if I had gone to my friend's house for dinner, I would have taken a bottle of wine or some flowers yesterday. So let's think whether the situation is real or unreal. Well, actually, I didn't go to my friends because I was very busy. I had to work, as you remember. So yesterday, I didn't go to my friends. The situation is unreal, whether it is about present, past, or future. And the situation is going to be about past. because we have here a very nice word as yesterday, which shows that the action happened in the past. So, third conditional we use when we want to express unreal situation which happened in the past, and we have some kind of regret or some kind of thoughts about this that, well, I wish it happened in another way, but unfortunately I couldn't go. Again, instead of would, we can use could, should, or might. It's also possible, like in their meanings, I could have taken a bottle, or I should have taken, or I might have taken. Now I would like you to show a couple of pictures with the examples of these conditionals, and that you will see them in the context. Now Nadia will show you the first one, and you can make for yourself a decision what kind of conditional it is. So let's look at it. Would you like to have dinner with me tonight, Kevin? I'm making spaghetti. Well, thanks for the invitation, Vicky, but I'm really busy tonight. If I didn't have so much homework to do, I would come. I'd come. We can make it shorter using apostrophe D. So we can see that this is second conditional. But actually what he thought, I'm not really busy this evening, but if I ate Vicky's spaghetti, I would be sick. So she's not a very good cook, and he thought that it's better if I don't eat her spaghetti. Let's move on. This was second conditional. That's a great top you're wearing, Patty. Could I borrow it for the party on Saturday? A girl asks her friend. Well, it's not mine, it's my sister's. I will ask her. If she agrees, I will lend it to you. If she agrees, I will lend it to you. This is kind of a promise, and we talk about future. It's quite real situation, so this is first conditional. But actually what she thought, the top is mine, but not my sister's. Not my sister's, but if I lent it to Claire, I wouldn't be able to wear it again because she's a little bit bigger than her. As you can see in her thought, she used second conditional. If I lent, past simple, I wouldn't be able. This is would plus infinitive. So unreal situation in the present. Let's look at the next one. When water freezes, it turns to ice. Well, this is a simple sentence, which means zero conditional. This is a fact. If it is cold, the water freezes. This is so boring. Unless the bell rings soon, I will fall asleep. So this is our first conditional. Unless, as you know, means if not, and this is our if, but with not. And actually, it's the same as if. And the last picture. Hey, Andy, how was in Edinburgh? Sorry, I thought England. Wonderful, and the festival was great. If you had been there, you would have loved it. This is our third conditional. He didn't go to Edinburgh and he didn't see the festival, but if he had gone, he would have loved it. Really, what was on? Oh, lots of events. I saw a play called, I don't see very well. Something. It was fantastic. If you had seen it, you would have enjoyed it too. Again, we have here a third conditional. Now for practicing conditionals, I suggest to look at some sentences for translation. You have 1 minute, or well, actually less, because we don't have a lot of time left. You have some minutes to think how to translate the first sentence. At least think what kind of conditional to use. If you have no desire to translate the sentence, you can think about conditional. And Nadia will show you in a couple of minutes the answer. Yeah, I will read the answer. So let's look at it. Your sister will be happy when she sees you. We have here, your sister will be happy. This is a future simple, when she sees you. If part and main part, we can change. It doesn't matter. Anyway, after if we use present simple, and in the main part we use will. So it doesn't matter whether we use it at the beginning or as the second part. This is first conditional. Let's look at the next one. These are simple questions, but lots of students have problems with translating them because they are too simple. Try yourself. Don't be lazy. Let's look at the answer. So if you had time, we would talk about your future plans. This is second conditional because, well, we don't have time and we are not going to talk about your future plans. As you can see, in if part, we use past simple, and in the main part, would plus infinitive. The next one. Think about conditional first, and then whether it is about present, past, or future, whether it is real or unreal, and then make the translation. You can do this orally. You don't have to write it just for yourself to understand whether you are understood what I've explained you or not. So let's look. The answer is, if I had left last year, I would have written you letters every week. Very romantic person. He was going to write the letters, but actually he didn't leave last year. He stayed and he didn't write any letters. So this is what happened last year, could have happened if he had left. Third conditional. Next. Again, think about whether it is real or unreal, whether it is about present, future, or past. And when you, as soon as you decide, translate a couple of sentences, please. Let's look at the answer. When you come, we usually go to Pirogova. This is zero conditional. Like my friends, when my friends from Poland visit me, they love this place, so we usually go there. If they visit me, we go. Next one. If you more, just for practicing, again, you don't have to write it down. So let's look at the answer. If people stopped using so many cars, air would become cleaner. This is unreal situation about present. So this is second conditional. Let's move on. A few more. We have, just want you to practice different types. Remember that we can change if part and main part. We can begin with the main part and then continue with if part. It's all right. We can talk about the result and then we can talk about the condition. So the answer is, what will your parents say if you come home at 6 a.m.? This is our first conditional because it's quite real situation. Well, if you're a teenager, I'm not a teenager anymore, so my parents will even not know that I came home at 6 a.m. But if you're a teenager, you think, what will your parents say? Let's look at two more. This is quite a good question. Sometimes, well, I don't think that people very often think about this. They just think about pay rise, but they don't think about working better. So think about this. It's a question, so it's not so easy, but anyway, try it. Is it present, past, or future? Whether it is present, past, or future, or real or unreal? So let's look at the answer. Would we have got a pay rise if we had worked better? This is third conditional because we talk about last month. Well, I didn't write the answer in the answer last month, but I meant it. So would we have got a pay rise last month if we had worked better? We mean, we talk about last month. We don't talk about present situation. We didn't work better and we didn't get any pay rise. So this is just a regret or rhetorical question. The last sentence, guys. So let's look at the answers. I guess it's quite simple. We always have dinner at 7 p.m. if you finish work at 6. Quite simple, I suppose. Fine. Now, I would like you to ask me any questions. You can write questions. If you don't have any questions, then I still have some questions for you. I would like you to answer orally or to write down the answer. The first one, what will you do this weekend if it snows? Well, you know, winter is coming. December is really very soon. So what will you do this weekend if it snows? And the answer is, if it snows, I will, I don't know, go ice skating, or I will go just for a walk in the forest. And this is our first conditional. The next question. What would you stop doing if you won a lot of money? It's not like a lot of people say, if I won a lot of money, I would go traveling. But the question is, what would you stop doing? Would you stop working? Would you stop, I don't know, looking after your kids and hire a babysitter? Would you stop driving a car and have a car with a driver, and so on? So think about conditional. Is it real or unreal? As you can see, it's unreal, so this is a second conditional. One more question to ask you. What would you have done if you could have spoken English fluently last year? What would you have done if you could have spoken English fluently last year? So I don't know, would you have found a better job? Would you have tried some immigration program? Would you have applied some documents for grant abroad? What would you have done if you could have spoken English last year? This is third conditional. As you don't have, guys, any questions? No questions?
No, only thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
I would stop washing dishes. So I guess it's about the money.
All right. Fine. Thank you very much for your time, for your attention. I hope the information was very useful for you. Please join us next time. We will quite often have webinars, and I'm sure they will be useful for you. Thank you for your time. See you.